All right, guys. Hello and welcome. My name is Raymond Schulseth. I'm here with my co-pilot, Debbie Morrow. Debbie, say hello to everybody. Okay, so today we have two special guests. We have Ben Weissman and Michael Weissman with us, who are what I consider Google experts. So we're going to do a couple things before we kick this off here. Number one, I'm going to give you guys a workbook, okay, to pair with everything we're doing today so you can own and see what we're going to talk about and what we're going to learn. Caveat, whatever Gmail you're signed into is where it's going to copy. So please make sure you're logged into the Gmail that you want to make a copy of this. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. It will just prompt you to make a copy. Should be easy peasy. I'm also going to download the PDF and upload it as a file so that you can grab a copy of that if that's what you prefer.
And then
So
I'm going to work off that workbook, so it'll be easy to follow along.
Yep, exactly. We're doing stuff a little bit different today. We want to keep you guys engaged, and we want to make sure we give you some deliverables for action items for what we're doing today. All right, so with that being said, Ben, I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself. Tell us what you're going to tell us what we're going to learn today, and then we're going to pass the mic to Mike to say hello.
Is Mike on?
Yeah, he's on.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm Ben Weissman, guys. I started off in real estate about 4 years ago. Before that, I was a locksmith, and when COVID hit, moved to Maine, and I basically had no job as a locksmith in Maine during COVID. It was nothing. So I got my license in real estate. It took about 3 weeks. I got licensed. Super easy in Maine. And then I started to apply all the same methods and tactics from Google. I learned from being a locksmith, which is where in locksmithing, if you don't know this, if you don't have Google leads, you're basically down the water. You're like broke. So you have to get really good at getting leads from Google and people calling you right when they needed a locksmith. So I took all those principles I learned as a locksmith, applied it to my father's Mike's team in Maine, and it just took off. And ever since, we've just been building and growing and helping agents leverage Google to get business and to actually kind of throw away some of the myths and the kind of the over marketed aspect of Google and SEO and really bring it down to what you really need as an agent and how to really use it to get business.
I love
And
it.
then
Thanks,
the
Ben.
Mike can unmute as well and say who he is.
Sure. So Mike Wiseman, like Ben mentioned, I'm Ben's dad. I'm based up in Maine. I have 6 kids, 5 in real estate. So Ben's my youngest son, and like Ben mentioned, he's been licensed about 4 years. I started a production store over 6 years ago, and Ben joined the team like you mentioned about a little over 4 years ago, right? 4.5 years ago. And when he came up to Maine, he had this crazy idea about using the same tools that from locksmithing called local services in the Google profiles. And he said, Dad, this will change the way we do business and the way we get business. And I was like, get back on the phones and call your expired listings and get to work, right? And he had to chase after Sacramento for a few months. And I'm like, all right, set the damn thing up. I want to say we closed 30 deals in 6 months off of it. So, Ben's going to do most of this presentation today, but my strong advice to everybody on this call would be to really pay attention to what Ben says. In the last 4 years, he's risen to, I think, I'm his dad, I think easily probably one of the acknowledged experts in this space. I'm helping several hundred agents now around the country do this. What he's done for our team here, just like in our terminology, we built a 3 times going a 4-time icon team at my brokerage, and we were the icon team of the year in 2023. And I attribute a lot of that success to what you're going to see here. We close 30 to 40 deals a year off of this in one small market. So it works. It's, and what Ben's going to teach you is just everything that we're doing in the trenches. So he's really his presentation today. And so you guys get a good treat to hear Ben deliver some real value to us today.
All right. I love it. Ben, Mike, thank you guys. All right, guys, we want to know that you're with us in the chat. Okay. Drop your zip code in the chat. That's what I want to see. Let us know you have a heartbeat, you have a temperature. We got some engagement here. Drop your zip code in the chat. All right. With that being said, as long as everyone's got a copy of that document, we're good. We're going to hit the gas. Any questions, please make sure to drop them in the chat and we will get to them when we open up Q&A after we get through the document. Ben, it's all yours, man.
I think
All right. I'm going to hit screen share. And if anybody can't see my screen, just let us know real quick before we get started here. And you should just be seeing the document that you were all handed to. Yeah, we're
That's
all getting
perfect. Ben, yeah, Ben, will you blow that up to like 200% so everybody can see it? Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Yeah, all right, perfect. And just let me know if you need anything else blown up.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, all right. So we are going to go through today of kind of how Google actually works. And I find I love teaching this topic because the industry for SEO and Google and websites is so bloated, and it can be a huge money suck if you get sucked into like the called the black box marketing around it. Right? Everyone's going to sell you something, you're not sure what you're buying. So I want to dumb it down and really give you guys the pieces that are the most important aspects of Google and show you really how Google works, especially nowadays, and particularly around local service businesses, which realtors are today. This is the first time I'm giving it in this layout, this method, so bear with us. Ray, last minute, kind of threw us at me, say, hey, we're going to swap it up a little bit, we're going to change it up. We threw us together for you guys, so I'm really excited to kind of go through and see how you guys like this and give you guys as much value as I possibly can. All right, so the first one to go over is really how Google ranks content and obviously why you should care. The why you should care is really easy, right? If I asked any one of you in the room if you needed a plumber or a locksmith, a lawyer, and you didn't know one, and I asked you where would you go find one, I can probably guarantee that the word that pops in your head is Google, right? Even a restaurant, you want to find a restaurant, you're going to Google. Google is I want to say, a 1,000-pound gorilla. It's more like the 1,000,000-pound gorilla in the room when it comes to searches, particularly for local businesses. They absolutely dominate the market, and they've been dominating the realtor market, right, for about for 4 years now when they released local service ads, and then they merge business profiles with LSA, and we'll talk a bit more about that. But Google uses, I mean, hundreds of different ranking factors that you can go after. But we want to focus on today about localized SEO, right? Very specific to local businesses, local service-based businesses into the real estate industry. And I want to kind of put behind us all of the myths and the, mess that gets kind of stirred in our head about having websites and creating crazy blog posts and doing all this stuff. And right, I want to make it really simple. So when Google ranks content, they're looking for the most relevant, the most trustworthy, and the agent, the realtor that's gonna give the best customer experience to the user, right? The user being the person looking for a real estate agent. All right, so relevance is pretty easy, right? So when you look up realtor near me, so if I type realtor near me on my search browser, and it's very interactive, if I do realtor near me, right, I get a bunch of search results, and this is a page that we're all very, very familiar with, right? I call it the stack. Whenever you type in anything on Google, you get some sort of stack. Now, for every keyword you put in there, the stack is a little bit different. We're going to focus today on keywords primarily around real estate and real estate agents, right? That's the one I want to focus on. And my favorite one to focus on, so probably the bulk of today's class is going to be real estate agent near me or realtor near me. And the reason why we focus so much on this keyword and this topic is because these are people who are looking for a real estate agent right now, right? They're not browsing for homes. They're not looking, going to Zillow. I mean, they're not just clicking. They're typing in real estate agent or realtor near me. We'll talk about other keywords as well and some blog postings, right? But right now, we're going to really start with people that are high intent, right? If you're in a grocery store, in a line to check out, you're not going to pull your phone up and just type realtor near me for fun, just to look at realtors. No, right? You type in realtor near me or real estate agent near me because you want to talk to a real estate agent right now. So right off the bat here, we're going to see the first two rankings is local service ads and business profile. All right. One is paid local service ads and one is free, which is business profile. right? And then down below it, we have the organic section. This is where you have like your blog posts take into effect. So we're going to kind of touch on each of these different aspects here. And we're going to try to do it in a kind of organized in a way that you guys can really understand this. All right, so going back to the worksheet, we're gonna kind of skip on next here, and we're gonna just kind of crush a few myths first. Some things that people say that really rub me the wrong way, because usually they say because they're trying to sell you stuff. So for one, just posting on Instagram and social media, right, doesn't mean people are gonna find you on Google. So if I go here, people are not gonna find me on LSA or on business profile, right? If I'm just active on social media, right? If you looked on here, there's no realtors down here. All the realtors are up here. So just having social media and just having a website and just having whatever you have, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, isn't enough to rank on Google. You have to have the profiles opened up, and we're going to talk exactly which profiles are for what. All right, the second one here is you have to pay for ads to get found. That's wrong too. There are many ways that you can pay Google for ads, right? There's one way particular that we are going to talk about today of you can pay for ads on Google, but there's two different versions that what I say. One is a pay-per-click, which we're all familiar with, and the other is a pay-per-phone call, which is local service ads. All right, but you don't have to pay for Google, right? There's two here. There's the paid one, then there's a free version down here. Right, one takes a little bit longer. So LSA will take a little bit longer to kind of rank. Business profile is a little bit longer to rank, but it's all free. Whereas local service ads, it is a pay per lead system. But when we get into it, you're going to see that if you want to pay for leads on Google, these are the leads to pay for. All right, next is that SEO is too complicated for you. If you had told me this 2 years ago, I would have said, yeah, hire somebody. But now with AI, oh man, it got way, way, way easier. And I've been teaching agents who literally can were barely able to open up a Gmail account, how to do their own SEO. Right? It has gotten that easy with AI. And I'll talk a little about that. And if we have time, maybe we'll even pull up some AI and I'll show you a couple of prompts and some workflows kind of on the fly to get the most out of Chat GPT to get your SEO done. And the last one is that you need a website. This is not true anymore. Yes, having a website can help, right? Just like having Facebook, Instagram, all those things can help. It is not a necessity. If you pop back over to this page here, right? The agents that are on these spots here, right? Local service ad and business profile do not necessarily have a website, right? I would say most agents do, right? But you do not need a website to rank on Google as an agent to get phone calls on Google, right? Huge myth. It helps, and I'll explain how. It is not a requirement. All right, so SEO is a search engine optimization. I'll make it really simple. All it does is it helps Google find you online, right? It helps Google, right? So SEO helps Google find relevant, trusted agents that deliver a good customer experience. That's all SEO is nowadays, right? So you want to optimize yourself, and it's not just blog posts and keywords and anymore. It is now, there's a lot more that goes into it, and I can tell you it's a lot more simple than most make it out to be. So we have the local pack, which we spoke about, right? That's going to be the free section down here, right? That's down here, local pack, right? Usually it's 3. Right now it's 4 because Google is now putting an LSA lead right over here. So in a moment, I'll pull it open and we'll see it more clearly, right? And then we have LSA, which is local service ads. In my opinion, if you can get these ads running and live and get leads in, they are the best lead source right now for realtors. And I can say it with absolute confidence, and I can probably get 100 agents to back me up on that. When you get leads in from local service ads and you pay for them, you pay per lead, they're what we call come list me leads or come write me offer leads. People are literally calling you up saying, hey, Ben, I need to sell my house, right? Can you come out and list it for me? Right? You go out there, that same phone call, you have an appointment, and you have a listing. All right, and we're going to talk about that. All right, so really the first thing that we want to get into is your business profile, because that is the backbone of how Google sees your business online, and that's what they use to compare your business across the platforms. So if you don't know, this is a business profile. I pulled up Beth's for a reason, because oftentimes a big complaint I get, or a big kind of pushback I get, is, oh, I don't have that many reviews. Right, so I used Beth's on purpose because she only has 15 reviews. Right, I think we can all get 15 reviews on here. I would assume so. We all have, either 15 friends, other agents, past clients. We can only get 15 reviews. Right, she's been doing this now for about 2 years with us. And she consistently gets calls on Google. I actually spoke to her about 3-4 weeks ago, and she said, this is one of the best things in the world, best ROI I've ever done, right? People will just call me up and literally go out there and take listings and take buyers out off of a phone call that people are just finding here online. All right, but I want to kind of go over and just we're gonna kind of use some really, really actionable items for you guys to optimize your online presence for Google. And Rafe, I'm short on time. Let me know, because we have a lot to cover today. So if I'm short, let me know, and I'll speed up a little bit without talking too fast. Okay, all right. So one of the most important things, which this is a piece that people miss a lot. I'd say the most important SEO piece is what I call your name, address, and phone number. Right? It's backwards here, but it's usually the NAP, name, address, and phone. Right? That is how Google identifies your business online. So whatever name, address, and phone number is on your business profile, that's what Google sees. Sorry, guys. Hey, buddy, I'm on a call.
I want to put
I'm teaching in class, so I'll do it in about an hour, okay? Love you. Sorry, my wife's out of town for a week, so the kids are out there watching a movie. Okay, all right. So name, address, phone number. Sorry, let me get my head back on track. Google uses those 3 things to identify your business. So if your business name is Beth Elmale Stapleton, right? Your page on Facebook should be Beth Elmale Stapleton. Your Instagram account, your Twitter account, whatever you have, on your website, it should say Beth Elmale Stapleton. You want it to match up 1-for-1. Your phone number, same thing. You want the same phone number on your website, on your Facebook account, on your whatever Instagram, wherever you have your phone number, the exact same phone number. When you do this right, what Google does is whenever you're active or mentioned on Facebook, right, mentioned on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube, whenever someone says your name or uses your phone number or your address, if you have one, Google knows they're talking about your business. It's some of the easiest SEO points that we can get. Right now, if your business name and phone number is different across the internet, Google has no idea what you're doing online. So the first actionable tip for today is make sure your name, address, and phone number is consistent across the internet. I don't care where it is. Website, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it has. Wherever you can put your number, your NAP, name, address, number, you want that to be consistent. All right, you want to set your business hours to match business profile. Again, that helps tell Google that it's the same business. All right, same address, same phone number, same hours. And the next thing you want to do is on business profile, you want to make sure that you are constantly uploading photos. You are, putting in pictures of client closings, uploading community events. Google Business Profile is like a public social media platform. And when you click on it, you can actually make these updates. And I'll do it really quick. We won't have time to do a full update today, but we'll go over it really quickly. So he says we had an update, we had offer, and you have events. So we can go in here and we can make an update. We can add a photo of a client closing, add a description. We can put a button, right? Usually call now is the go-to, right? But we want to do these on a regular basis. If we scroll down, you'll see Beth's posts, Beth's updates that she does, right? So these happen, see, 3 days ago, 5 days ago, right? 5 days. And she's constantly making updates on her business profile. Very few agents do this well. Right? If you post something on Facebook, post it on Google as well. All right. Let's keep going on here. Right? We want to have a keyword-rich business description. Particularly, we want to make sure we list out the area we service. So on the description, and we'll go through right now, we can scroll down to it. So we'll click more. Here's her description. So as you see right here, real estate needs of Charleston, Somerville, Sullivan Isle, Isle of Palms, right? She's listing out areas that she services and surrounding areas. List out, always use local keywords. Think, okay, what towns do you service? What counties? And list out a couple. You don't have to, don't stuff them all in there, right? But get your major areas, right? I would pick your top 5 areas that you want to work the most in and include those in your description. It's really important, right? This is a local platform. You're not going to rank 5 hours away. You're going to rank locally. You want to optimize for local. All right. And lastly, we can add services on here. So services is one of the major points where Google is pulling keywords from. So, and I'll really quickly, I'll show you how to add more services. And a little quick tip here is you can use ChatGPT to get services for you. And I'll show you a quick little prompt if we have time at the end to get those services. So right over here, if we click on, let's see, edit service right here, little button here, edit services, we can pull that open. Now watch, we don't have to just pick Google services. We can click add more services, and we can add a custom service. And we can add whatever we want here, literally. And the more you add, think about it as like adding keywords. If you do veterans, right? Type in veteran agent, realtor. If you are if you are a luxury agent, type in luxury buying and selling, vacation homes. I don't know if you buy and sell rentals or if you do investment opportunities, right? List everything out. If you go to ChatGPT, you tell it, you say, I need, right, services to list as a realtor on Google. Give me 100. It'll just throw 100 at you, right? Now you don't have to use the whole 100, right? But just to help get some ideas for you, have it go through and start just looking at them. Residential, right? Buyer representation, seller, first-time home buyer services, consultations, and just go down this list, right? In your city, perfect, like, and start adding as many as you possibly can. The more you add, the better. All right, perfect. Let's back over to our worksheet here. All right, before we move on to the next section here, are there any quick questions on business profile?
Let's keep rolling at your cadence, Ben. I think this is great, man.
All right. All right, so the next thing is we got local SEO. So this is we're gonna get a little more into the weeds here. So Google wants to show local businesses, in particular, they want to show the best local businesses. So the main things that go off of, right, is well, reviews, relevancy, and proximity to your ranking, to the area. So proximity is always number 1. If you're not local, you ain't gonna rank. It's as simple as that. So with business profile, it's very hyper local, right? It's going after, your town, your area. It's a much, even though she has a map where it's a huge area, the reality is wherever she is, it's gonna be really, really hyper local. Local service ads over here, this section, you can go more broad. You can go entire counties, right? It's paid, was a little more flexible with you. You can go counties, states, cities, zip codes, right? Whatever you want. You can kind of target it, and depending how strong your profile is, you'll rank different in different areas. Okay. All right. And then, but the most important piece here is consistency. Google doesn't want people who are inconsistent. A big thing that I see agents make, a big mistake agents make is they'll set up Google, they'll set up local service ads, they'll set up all this stuff, and they'll get a phone call from the ad that they ran, a paid ad, and they don't answer the phone, right? Or somebody asks them a question, or they get a lead through an SMS they'll talk about, and they don't respond right away. They wait, right? Or they forget about it, right? To Google, that's inconsistent, right? Google wants the consumer to have a good experience, right? Customer experience. If I type in Realtor near me, right, and I get, usually like 30 or 40 million results, if not more, and I call this first agent I see up here or down here, wherever it is, and that agent goes to voicemail, right, and they don't pick up, that's a bad experience. And Google is on these leads here, they track that. They know you missed a call, right? Google tracks that. They know you missed a call. They're going to de-rank you right away, right? You have to be consistent. You got to answer your phone consistently. You got to post updates consistently. Google wants businesses that they can see are active. That's why reviews are one of the most important pieces of this, right? A 5-star Google review is the best way Google has to say this person was helpful to somebody, right? Somebody went out of the way and gave them a 5-star review. If you get those consistently, right? Oh, this person is consistently liked by clients, by consumers, right? They must be doing something right. Let's keep showing their profile to more people, right? That's the algorithm, really. That's all it is, right? If you are helping people, people are interacting with your profile, you're getting reviews, you're answering your phone, you're posting updates, you're showing consistency, right? That is all Google wants. That's SEO, right? And we're going to go through a little more about it. But nowadays, that is SEO. Get your profile, get going, create posts, and we'll talk about exactly what to post in a little bit, right? But consistency is key. If you're not consistent, there's 100 other agents that they can rank above you. All right, and I can guarantee you, most agents are not consistent. So if you're consistent, you will get the calls, you will get the leads in the business. All right, this we spoke about is having consistent business information across the internet, right? This just helps Google identify your business, right? Again, if you get a review on Facebook, right, on Zillow, you'll see agents, it'll say reviews from the web, all right? And I don't have an example here, but you'll see people's Zillow reviews and Facebook reviews will show up down here as links. Google sees that as well. So if your name, address, and phone number is linked up properly, Google knows that you got a review on Zillow, and that helps you rank on Google, right? If you get a review on Facebook and it's set up properly, Google's like, oh, someone liked them on Facebook as well, right? Somebody mentioned them on Facebook. They got mentioned in a blog post. Somebody said your business name on Facebook, right? That helps you rank. That's why having your information, it's repeating it again, it's really important. You must have consistent information across the internet. All right, and again, being active on your community, on your social presence, right? It's not just about being active on Google, it's just be active everywhere you can, right? Help out wherever you can. If somebody asks a question on Facebook, answer that question with your business page, right? Google sees that, they read that. All right, they're not just looking at your website and at your business profile. They're looking at your entire online presence, right? At least they want to, right? If it's not consistent, then yeah, they'll look at your website. And I gotta be honest, most agents, their website has very little on it, if not nothing. Most of what we do nowadays is on Facebook, Instagram, right? Twitter, LinkedIn. So if it's not all matched up, it's blind. Google's blind. They have no idea who you are. They have no idea that they're the best agent, right, in the area for this person. So really, the huge takeaway here, if you're taking down notes, you want one huge takeaway, it's name, address, and phone number. Have it consistent across the internet. And I give one little tip. Don't change your business profile to match Facebook. Change Facebook to match business profile, right? Because Google already knows who you are here, right? So help Google out and match everything to business profile, to Google, not the other way around. All right. So next action step, right? We just learned that reviews are the most important thing, right? They give Google every piece they want, right? It helps them know that a person was happy with you, somebody used you, reached out to you, they interacted with you, right? And most important thing. So I want you guys find 3 past clients, friends, other realtors, I don't care who it is, a vendor, anyone that you think can give you a 5-star Google review, and just go to your profile, click ask for review right here, take that link, all right, and get 3 Google reviews this week. All right, just go do it. And going forward, at the closing table, freaking have a QR code, have your link, right? At the closing table, say, hey, can you scan this and give me a 5-star review? I guarantee that 2-minute interaction will be the best time investment you can make, right? Take you 5 minutes, quick action, right? It is worth it, trust me. Okay, all right, and there's even a script there that's to do that. All right, this last piece here, this next piece, section 3, if you're following, is content Google loves is content your clients want. So this is where the part where I'm going to debunk where Google says we don't want AI content. All right, we don't want content written by AI. All right, so I'm going to completely squash that, and then we're going to go into a little bit how to create that, how to use this a little bit, and how to create content as the action step. All right. So there's a huge myth going around that Google is not going to rank AI content, right? Not going to happen. And I would say if you go look for it, Google's actually squashed this themselves. The CEO of Google came out and said, we never said that we don't rank AI content, right? What they want, what he said was, we want content written for people, right? Not for AI. So yeah, if you're just using straight AI content, right? So you can just go and you can use regular AI content. The problem is it's just not going to be as good because all it's doing is it's going around the internet, snatching up content that's already out there and reusing it, right? Google already has that content, right? AI got it from somewhere else. It's out there. We want to try to make unique content, right? The other thing is, oftentimes, if you just have AI write content from its memory, from whatever, from its database, whatever it has there, right? It'll write it very like robotically. It'll write it for a robot, right? It doesn't understand people. It doesn't know what people actually want. So the way we use AI is we use AI to turn your knowledge into great content, right? You're a realtor. You already have all the information your clients can ever want from you. You just need help getting it on paper and in a way that's structured properly for people to read and get value from. So you can use AI to create the content. I just wouldn't just use plain AI. Right? If you're in a pinch and you're just doing it for consistency, it's not for a blog post, for like a social media post, you can use the AI content. It's good enough to kind of get by. But if that's all you're doing, that's what everyone's doing. It's gonna get lost in the weeds. Right? But if you take your knowledge and use AI to create good content, all right, now you're gonna kill it. Now you're gonna do good because no one's doing that well. All right, so and the kind of content that you can create here, and I'll talk about what this content does and how it can help you rank on Google. So, I mean, best neighborhoods is really good. Pros and cons are always really good of living. Cost of living is really good. People love how to sell your home fast. They love, different ways of marketing your home, or success stories. I love success stories. And I'll pull ChatGPT in a minute, and we'll kind of dive in a little bit about creating content with it. But again, a big mistake everyone makes is that you just ask AI to create content and just it creates the same content for all the agents over and over and over again. It pulls, like if me as an agent, I go and I type in, write a blog post about cost of living in Huntersville, North Carolina. I hit go, it creates content. If Debbie goes and asks AI to do the exact same thing, what's it gonna do? Right, it's gonna pull the exact same content it pulled for me and use it in Debbie's blog post. Right? I don't know who's that helping. Nobody. Right? You're given the same information over and over and over again. All right. So we're going to talk about how you can kind of solve for that, and actually create a whole AI tool. We have clients that we do this for. We have a whole AI tool that actually is it asks you questions before it creates content, right? And then creates content with your questions, and that's how you do it. All right. So for this last action step, we're gonna kind of expand a little bit, and we're gonna open up ChatGPT, and we're gonna kind of real time. I'm just gonna wing this. Probably the first time I've done this on one of these calls. We're gonna pull up ChatGPT, and we're gonna just kind of show you how to create content, and then I'm going to show you what content goes where, because it's really important. Right, blog posts don't go on business profile, and business profile posts don't go on blog posts. They also help you rank in different areas, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. All right, this is the part where I'm going to show you how easy SEO really is. All right, so anyways, you're going to watch this, right? After this, after watch it, you can have no excuse to not do this action step. Now, we're going to pull up ChatGPT, we're going to pull up OpenAI, and you are going to write a blog post this week. You're going to do it. You have to do it if you're on this call. Okay, all right. So let's just grab one of these topics. We're gonna literally just gonna go with this, and we're gonna do an example. So I'm not gonna do the entire piece here, but I'm gonna show you the method I use. All right. So who here knows ChatGPT? Raise of hands, or put in the comments if you use ChatGPT. All right, either raise your hand or just something you know that you've used ChatGPT and you have it, right? You have access to it. All right, good, perfect. I hope that was the case. All right, so now I'm going to show you how ChatGPT can do all your SEO for you really easily. All right, so but before I do that, I want to show you what content goes where and why you need the different pieces of content for Google. So the first piece of content we're going to do right now is a simple update for business profile. All right, really, really easy. It's just you can use an image or no image, and then it's just a quick little piece of paragraph, right? So if you click here, right, it's really quick, really short. It's kind of like a Facebook post, very, very similar. All right, and the good thing is ChatGPT already knows this about business profile. So we're going to use what it knows to write content. All right, so to get here, first of all, you got to log into business profile, and then you got to click on add update. All right, we're going to pull it open. We're going to click add update, right? So there's three options here. It's update, offer, event. We're going to use the update version. Okay, so the description is where the content goes. The image, right? We'll use an AI image for today. Do me a favor, don't use all AI images. Like occasionally use AI images. If you do, Dolly isn't the best. There's other ones out there. They won't go over. But I like seeing real life images, right, of something. But that's really up to you. If you're gonna stress about the picture, skip the picture. Just write content. All right, don't worry about the photo. It's not important. All right, so we have our topic here, right? What to know about. And we're gonna do Huntersville, which is where I live. All right, then we always want local. The month we don't need because he already knows. All right, we're gonna say right now. Okay, now if you have, this is really helpful. If you have the paid version or the web search version of this, we can click search, turn on the search function here. Okay, this will allow AI to search the internet for current data. It's really important. They just released access to this for the API. It's really cool, really useful tool. You click on it, it goes blue. Now you're searching. But we have this topic in here. Now, again, I want unique, I want personalized content. So if I just hit enter here, if I tell this write a blog post about this, right? It'll just spit out kind of random content, right? Or not personalized to me. So I want to get more personalized content than that. So I'm going to take that same topic and we're going to stop this and get a new chat here. And we're going to type in, we're going to tell it what we're doing. I am writing a post for Google Business Profile, GBP. It knows what it is, right? About, and we'll give it our topic. Okay. Now watch, this is the key part. But before you start, ask me 5 questions about the topic to help customize. customize the content. Usually I use like thought-provoking questions for this. Make it really simple. Usually you can have it say, oh, thought-provoking. You get a little more in detail with it. But just as an example of what I want you guys to do with this, right? I want AI to ask me things so it can know my personal opinions, right? So we can say the goal is to get my personal opinions. Right? And combine it with your info. All right, that's the goal here. Opinion is really important because your opinion is your own. That nobody can rip off, right? Duplicate. So the word opinion is really important here. All right, and then we hit enter, and then you'll see now it's gonna ask me 5 questions. Now we won't go ahead and answer the questions right now, but I just want to give you guys a full kind of experience of how we're gonna do this. And it's gonna roll right through to a blog post. All right. So just to recap, right now we're creating content for the business profile, right? That's for this right here, this profile here. We're creating a post for this profile. Okay. All right, great. Now, once you have the question, you can go ahead, answer all the questions, and then you can say, right, great. And then you say, this was an example, let's create content. But you guys are just answer questions and enter, give it the information. And a little pro tip here. I hate typing. I have this little tool I have on my Chrome browser. It is called voice in speech, and I can just talk and it writes down whatever I say. So the way I do this is I will literally just answer the questions in one big stream of like thought, and then drop into ChatGPT, and then just hit go. All right, so it's really easy tool. I love this tool. It's called Voice In. I can get a link for you guys at the very end of this if you want it. It's a Chrome extension. All right, I think if you have Mac, there's another tool that does it for Mac that my dad uses. Anyways, for now we can do an example. So we're gonna say this was an example. Create the post. Right, you guys are gonna answer questions and hit go. So since for time's sake, we're gonna use it as an example. All right, very quickly, it'll take what you gave it, all your answers, and I would say you want to do like between 3 and 5 lines per answer is ideal. If you can't get that many, just get as much as you can. All right, give it a minute to finish the content. All right, this is gonna be a short post for business profile. All right, so there it is. So that's the post there. So we can take this. All right, we can, if you want to, for an example, we'll say create an image. All right, we're gonna take our content. We're gonna go over to business profile, add an update, description, drop it in there. All right, and that's our post. You can have it add more emojis or do different things. You can't style it, so don't worry about styling it. But you could add more emojis. All right, and then we're gonna pop back over to here. We can download our image. And didn't do PNG, but let's just use a random picture here that I have from before. All right, and then you hit post and you're done. I would do this kind of post a minimum of 3 times a week, right, for consistency. Again, you want every post should be localized, right? Huntersville. Don't be posting non-localized content here, right? Local update, a restaurant, all right. Oh, yeah. Right, a local restaurant update, anything that's localized, ideally real estate related, but doesn't have to be, right? It could just be a new business opened up that you liked. You can say, hey guys, I'm sharing this new business in this town, this area. That's fine too, that works. Okay, so now what if we want to do a blog post? So what's really cool is we already gave OpenAI the title, we gave it our content, our answers. We can now have it write a full blog post. All right, so now we can just say, great, now write a full blog post for my website. Sorry, my son is cutting the power pony, whatever that means. Okay, all right. Okay, so now it's going ahead and it's writing a full blog post. And I'm going to show you guys 2 tricks for SEO. One's a bit more high level, but also at the same time, it's pretty basic. The other is copy and paste. So AI, being a computer, is exceptionally good at structuring content for other computers, right? So as long as you guys gave AI your responses, your answers, right? As long as you gave it content, your knowledge, or your opinion, right? Your content is going to be unique, right? No one else is going to have that content. That's the checkbox Google wants to see. If you didn't do that, your content is going to be mediocre, right? If you've done that, now you have A-grade content. Now we have to structure it for the AI, right? So you did your part. You put your opinion, you put your own knowledge into it. That's what Google wants to see for people, for consumers. Now the AI can help you tackle what search engines want to see. All right, so here you go. Here's the full blog post. Now we just say, super easy, optimize for local SEO. And once again, it'll go through and specifically optimize for local SEO. Don't worry about what it's doing. It's doing it right. It knows exactly what to do, right? All SEO is, right? And remember this, write this down. SEO is just good content that is structured properly. That is it. Don't let anybody else tell you anything else. It's high quality content structured properly, right? You have 2 clients to satisfy, search engines and people. If your content is structured for both search engine and people, your content is SEO optimized. That's it. Now, there's a really, really cool trick, a little bit higher level trick, but I'll show it to you guys. And maybe not everyone's going to get this, but I want to show it to you anyways. I know there's a huge mix of people in here. There's almost 100 people on this call. And I want to show it to you guys. I love this trick. So it actually just told me right here, HTML. So we can have AI write this in HTML, which is a very basic code language that blog websites understand. And it's the same, you just copy and paste it onto your website. You put it in what's called the source code of the site. And I'll show you how to do it. It's really easy. All you say is, now write this in HTML. Right, and then actually has a little code box. It opens up, and it just starts to write things in code. It does it all for you. All the SEO is right here. All this meta stuff, this head, article, this H1, this P, that's SEO. That's what people try to charge you, right? $1,000 a month to do for your blog posts. AI can do it in, I don't know, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Can do it for you. No need to go paste in SEO Professional. Right now, all we gotta do is copy this and paste it on your website. That's it. Now, you don't paste it where the content goes, but if you click on the little top where it says HTML or it says source code, it has like 2 arrows that it looks like, and I can and I teach this to our clients on our coaching calls, which teach how to put this on your website in this format. It is really easy. You copy and paste it on there, and all the titles, all the SEO in the back end, the code is there. And now search engines can read all the SEO, while users can see the optimization on the front end of the content. And I think that is our time. I really hope you guys kind of took away a lot from this call. This was definitely a very different structure than what I was used to, but I really enjoyed. And I appreciate, Raymond, the swap of scenery, the sudden change, and kind of out of my comfort zone to do something a little different. It's been fun. And yeah. So for those of you who want, we actually have a program where we help agents optimize, audit, set up their Google profiles, local service ads, and business profile, and teach you about them. There's QR codes and links on that page, on that sheet over there. For for attendees today, and I'll be done in about 15 minutes, buddy. Okay. For today, so usually for our Google audit and our one-on-one setup for audit and setup on profiles, we usually charge, I think it's $8.59. Today there is a coupon code. It's going big AIG, and it knocks it down to just $5.99 for the audit and in the full setup. It's a one-on-one. It's me and my team, and we make sure everything's perfect. It's all audited. We check your NAP. We look at your website. We look at all the aspects that affect your business profiles, and we make sure that everything is perfect. Me and my team are extremely good at that. And the other link there within the QR code is if you're not so sure that we're right fit for you guys, and you're not so sure you want to work with us, there is a 15-minute strategy call where you can book for free. And the QR codes are right here on the screen. You can scan that and that should pull it up. There's also a link you can click on. And that just books a 15-minute strategy call. We'll look at your profiles. We'll kind of see where we can help you. We'll let you know if we can help you and how we can help you. And then on that call, you can decide if you want to work with us further or not.
Finishing up now.
The last link there is going to be our free community, where a few times a week, once a week, twice a week, we actually just have some free calls about Google, about SEO. We'll learn how to use some AI to create content, just to give some extra value to our community down there. And with that, I'll leave this screen up for a little bit longer. But Raymond, do you want to do some Q&A? What do you want to do next?
Yes, Q&A. Sorry, I was dropping links in the chat for everybody.
Perfect.
I'll go ahead and I'll stop the screen share, Ben. Let's open it up to Q&A, and then I'll keep going with links and QR codes so that everyone can grab them.
All right. So the best way, because the room's big, so just raise your hand on Zoom so we can see your hands raised. If you have a question.
There are also some questions in the chat already. Let's see here. Actually, I want to celebrate Missy because she said she did this during the call and she already got a review during the session. So that's really cool. Yeah. Let's see here.
Okay, I see one that I'll get. Chris is asking how much to book a call for the discount. So if you want the full audit, with the discount, it's $5.99, and the coupon code is actually on the form. I'll go grab it and drop it in the chat. Ray, do you see that coupon code as well?
Yep,
if you're putting
grabbing it right now.
Great, I see you doing that right now. I'm gonna let Ray do that. So the coupon code, it knocks off a little over $200 off our setup fee, or in that setup fee, the audit and setup.
And guys, I'll just tell you that Debbie and I, have been so impressed with Ben and Michael and their onboarding process, how they work, how they operate, how they get results. All of our agents that we work with, we're putting through this program. The results are fantastic. These guys are pros. They know what they're doing. It's not their first rodeo. And it is a steal for what they're actually doing and how much hand-holding you get.
Yeah. And for strategy calls, if you want them, if you want it soon, book it fast. We only do 3 a day for strategy calls. So if you want that strategy call, go ahead and click that link and don't wait till after the call, because you'll get booked way out. They get booked up. So go ahead and grab that. If you want that strategy call, those go quick, I will say.
I just want to say, sorry, I mean to interrupt, but like I had my entire Google profile deleted in January from Google. They went through I asked for an address change, and that turned into a disaster of a situation. They deleted, they flagged 74 of my posts instantaneously for low content, even though it was just homes first. It was just what every other realtor posts, right? But it is like, I'm afraid to post. I had to delete everything off of my Google profile to get it back. And fortunately I was able to do that, but this has been really helpful because I'm scared to post.
An address change is dangerous. Oftentimes I tell people, like, if you don't need to change your address, don't touch it. Even if you swap brokerages, or if it's wrong or if it's incorrect, oftentimes we just leave it, because like if you experience, it can really, really hurt your business.
It was
And
ugly.
chances are you did it wrong. So I'll just throw this at you guys just because, for an example, if you do ever change your address, don't change it, just remove it. There's a little switch, just turn off the address. If you absolutely have to, right? Don't change the address because Google can see it as a whole new business and you'll lose all your views, all your history, everything you can lose. If you turn off the address, it's much more safe, much more secure.
I tried changing it or turning it off. They wouldn't let me do anything. And it was ugly. But I had to change my address because a new real estate company moved into the spot where I was at. And I'm like, I can't leave it that way. I got it back. I fought for it. It took a while, but I got it back. So
Yeah.
this has been very helpful.
Great.
Thank you for
Excellent.
the help.
So Ben, I found one of the questions. Excuse me. My husband and I have a Google account as a group. Do you think it's a good idea to have separate personal profiles too?
So that question is a little bit specific to the agent. Ideally, no. The main reason being is now you gotta split your efforts, right? Now you gotta maintain 2 online presences instead of 1, instead of pouring all efforts into one big profile. So oftentimes for domestic teams, I say just have the one, right? If you're like a business partner, you guys aren't so sure what the future holds, you may split up, you may go different ways, then yeah, you want 2 because that's the way it is. But if you're a domestic team and you're solid, I would say just have the one profile. In the long run, it's going to pay off way more.
Gotcha. So the next question is, Sam says, I'm told a Google profile with an email address, same like 250 agents, is not good. How true is it? For example, somebody at remax.com. Should we get a unique email address with our own domain?
So I think that question is a little more to it than meets the eye. Can you read again, Debbie?
So what they're
Can you
asking
copy and
is,
repost it?
I certainly can. Here we go. I did just do exactly that. They want to make sure that, like, if they're at a brokerage and their email address is debbiemorrow@remax.com, is that okay, or should
So
it be?
Google, all right, so Google does not care what your email is at all. In fact, you can add you can add 10 different emails onto one business profile. They don't care. You can change it, you can swap it. The email has very little, or I say no impact on your business profile. Your website, right, can have some impact on your business profile. Your name can have impact on your business profile. Your Gmail, whoever said that, if they did, completely wrong. I can guarantee it. And I can prove they're wrong too. With if I had 5 minutes with your profile. Yeah, definitely a myth, I would say. Again, there's a lot of myths around Google that I like squashing because all those myths make this platform and Google seem like this overly complicated monster that's out to get us. And I was telling you, when you and you can't use common sense and simplify it, you go, oh, that's not too bad. No, that's doable.
Hey, but just to back up, just on Debbie's question, though, I do recommend getting your own email address and not using a brokerage one.
Yeah.
That's just because we believe you should own your online presence, right? And so, and then part of that is, do you own top level domain? That helps search engine. And if you have a top level domain, like I'm the realpropertyteam.com, I'm Michael at realpropertyteam.com, you'll own it forever. And so,
on that same note, if you're opening up a Google local service account, which again, we didn't go over this because we ran out of time, is separate from business profile. There's 2 profiles on Google, business profile and local service ads. Not all agents have both. You have to open up each profile individually. We actually have a whole webinar that's just about that topic. And I think, can we get a link to that, Raymond? Can I do that? Can I put a link in the chat?
Yeah, of course, 100%.
That's specifically about and that webinar is like, if you want to really understand just business profiles, it's a must-see webinar. We run it every week. Every week we have a minimum of 40 people on
local
watching
service
that.
ads.
Yeah, let me get it for you guys.
Anyone else have questions while Ben's grabbing that link? You guys are all so quiet.
Latino. I have a Google business profile for my mortgage company, and I know I need to set up probably with a. How do I differentiate a different phone number? What do I have to do so Google doesn't get confused?
Say it one more time.
I've got a mortgage company, so I've already got a Google business page for
Yep.
that. I don't have one for real estate, but I'm using the same phone number. So should I go get a different number?
Absolutely. If they're different businesses, you definitely want a different phone number. Because then, so I have a Google Pixel, right? A Google phone. If somebody, so when agents call me and they have a business profile, even if their number is not in my phone saved, my phone says the business profile name as it shows up. Literally, my Google Assistant will identify the business based off the number.
Okay.
So if you have two, right, first of all, Google may flag it. They may say, what the heck's going on here? Which one's the real one? What they'll do is they'll look on Facebook and Instagram, they'll look elsewhere at website, they'll see, okay, which number belongs to who. And they may, and chances are the one that's not like, so if you're a mortgage company, right, has a phone number on the website and that same number is on business profile, right? And then you put the number on a realtor profile, whatever it is, different business, and it's nowhere else, Google will actually take that, they'll slash the number out on that profile and say that's wrong. It must be wrong, right? And they'll take it out for you.
Can I switch and use my primary phone number, put it on my new real estate page, and then even if I have to delete the mortgage profile, will
Yes.
Google let me do that?
To do that, what I would do is I would first remove it across the internet, right? Wait a couple days, let it sink in a little bit, right? And then update it. Then update your mortgage one with a new number. Then wait 2 days, and then put that number on a new business profile. That way you can kind of get out of Google's system.
Right. All right. Thank you.
Yep.
So Ben, there's another question in there on how to verify your Google address. What if we don't want our personal home address listed?
I love that question. Okay, so there, again, another myth that you have to have your address to be shown to the world to be on Google Maps, because it's called Google Maps. When you set up your profile, right, when you first get going, I would about half the agents do this wrong. There is a option when you first get going that says customers cannot visit the location. And what that does is when you turn that on, that makes you a service-based business, right? And it only uses it still asks for an address, but it just uses it to verify your location, right? It only uses your home address to verify you. It will not display your address to the public at all. Now, if your address is displaying, that just means you did it wrong. Now, if you did it wrong and you have your brokerage address displaying, I would just leave it. Because if you change your address, you will get suspended 100% of the time. All right? Or I would say 99.9% chance. If you get real lucky, then maybe you slip through the cracks. But in my experience, you get suspended. You change the address, you get suspended. That's the formula. Does that answer your question, Angie?
Can you repeat again though what the actual box is that you have to check?
So yeah, it pops it up. It says it asks you, can customers visit this location? And you hit no.
If your car funked up, don't.
And that's all. Once you hit no, that makes you a service-based business. If you hit yes, whatever address you use, it's gonna display to the public. And on top of that, one of the other downsides of this is now you have to verify a storefront, they call it, right? Which is a lot harder than verifying a service-based business. That's when agents get into this problem where they're trying to record a video of their brokerage's office, but their business name isn't on the brokerage office door, or they use a virtual office space and there's no signage, or there's no storefront, right? That's you can't verify on the video. You just can't. If you're service-based, they just want a video of your home address, right? They want to see that you own the house, you have a home office. They want to see you have realtor signs, you have a car you use to work. They want to see your sledgehammer, you bang signs in, right? Maybe a utility bill with your name on it, they want to see, right? All Google cares about is that you're a real person, a real business in the country, in the state, on the location you say you are. All they're doing is they're trying to make it impossible for a company in India or China or wherever else in the world to create fake profiles in other countries just for lead generation to sell leads. That's what they're preventing with verifications of address. They don't care about your location. All they want to know is that you're a real business in the country you say you are at that location. Answer your question? Get a thumbs up or a shout out?
Could I ask
Right,
one more question?
absolutely.
You can ask as many as you want. As long as
I'm
you're very
sorry.
it's okay and you have time.
Okay, well, I'll be fast. I mean, I don't know that there's a fast answer, but I created my Google page several years ago. It's still not forward facing for clients because I had this address problem.
Yep.
And when I tried to use my broker's address, didn't like it. I tried to do the video and all the things that it told me to. It would never go on to the next step. I finally just gave up. So this is where I'm at with my Google page. So
So
it's too late.
I will
So
give you the tip, and oftentimes one thing that we saw when people pay us to do things like it's to take care of things like this, because it notorious problem with Google. But the quick answer is just turn off the address. So click edit profile and turn off the address, and then you at least have the chance to verify. If you don't turn it off, you never. Now there is a process to go through, which is way too long to go over on this call. But yeah, I mean, if you really want help, you can book the 15-minute strategy call, and we might be able to help you out a little bit more. Again, if you're stuck, unverified, or if anybody else has the same issue and they want to pay somebody, I can tell you we're the best.
all right. Thank you so much.
Guys, we have Ben and Michael's time. What other questions do you guys have? We're here for you. Thank you all for staying with us so long. We appreciate it. Make sure you got your workbook. On your workbook, that last page, I highly recommend you guys spend 15 minutes with these guys. Book a call. It's worth it. Grab some time with them. What other questions?
Okay, so is it Roni? I can't. If I butchered your name, I'm so sorry. He's asking, is it okay having your brokerage address? She's confused, right? So technically, it's not okay, right? So technically, the correct way to do it is your home address in service-based business. And again, this is one of the biggest things we get all the time is a broker's address. If you've done it and you've got it verified, just leave it. Right? It's not the end of the world. Now, in the future, Google may suspend you randomly, right? You make a little change, they might suspend you, in which case, then you'll have to go through the whole process of changing the address. All right. Now, so sorry, or I got to start my comments in the chat. What you want to do right now, Roni, is just if you already did it wrong, leave it. Now, if you want to do it right, you need to turn off the address and be service-based business. But if you did it wrong, just leave it. It's so not worth the hassle of trying to change it once you're verified. And what I will say is, if you did it wrong on one profile, if you open up local service ads, just do it wrong again. All right, just do it wrong twice. And if you gotta correct, if you have to fix it in the future, then correct both. It's the same process. To correct it, you need a DBA to change your address, or an LLC, or some sort of official document. So again, you don't, like most agents don't want to mess around with having to get a DBA that matches the exact business name that they happened to pick 5 years ago. All right, so just leave it. Don't worry about it. But I will. The other benefits, if you've done it right, being a service-based business is better, because if you have an address on a map, right? If I'm a customer and I'm looking for a realtor near me, and I see, oh, you're an hour away, you're half hour away, and I want something in my backyard. I want something 10 minutes away from me. I won't call you because you're 30 minutes away. I can see your location. I know you are. If you're a service-based business, wherever the person's searching for you, all it says is you serve their area. They have no idea where you are or what area you serve, or where your address actually is. So you can be an hour away, and it still says you serve this area. This is particularly valuable for rural areas where there aren't many agents. Because there's less competition, your profile ranks farther. So if you're a rural area, being service-based is probably 3 or 4 times as important. But again, careful changing it because you will get suspended. I would say don't change it unless you have professional help or have an LLC or DBA that matches business profile because that's what they want. All right, get the workbook. I wasn't able to. Ray already got that. All right, if I have my brokerage address on Google Business page and my Facebook is home address, can I change Facebook to a broker address? Yes, you can, and that's what I would do. That's a pretty good assumption. I would definitely do that. I would make sure the address and the phone number and the name all match up. Again, match everything to business profile, not the other way around. So change Facebook absolutely to business profile. Virtual is good. I think I just explained it. Darren, did I get your question answered with my last response? Just give me a thumbs up that I got it. If not, I'll go over it again. Okay, I'll keep going here. I put my LLC address in Nevada for my address, but then I don't use my address as I don't have customers come to my house. Is this correct? Correct. So if you've used your home address in Nevada and you mark service base, you can, if you go to your profile, it won't show your business address. If you don't see a business location or an address, you've done it correctly. Right. It also, another thing, another benefit, if you move brokerages, right? If you move states, locations, you don't got to change anything. Your service base, Google doesn't care where you go. Right? You have no location. You can move towns, you can move states and just change your service area and you're all set. Extremely helpful being a service-based business in the long run. Because at some point, something always changes. We move, we change brokerages, right? Our brokerage changes brokerage addresses, brokerage is shut down, right? Whatever it is, you start your own brokerage, things change, addresses change for businesses, at least for realtors.
So someone just asked if the chat history is available after the call. Chad, all you have to do is download the chat onto your computer, and you do that from the 3 little buttons or 3 little dots beside where the name of the webinar is. If you click on that, it'll say save chat, and it'll save it onto your computer.
Okay, Robert's saying no address for website for service-based business. That's correct. Your name and number are the most important thing for service-based business. Name and phone number. I would say phone number comes second, name comes first. All right, so if you have an address, that's also included. If you don't, name and phone number. That's how Google to name. Right? It's 3 ways. They don't have to use all 3. They can use just one way. Just phone number. They can use just the name, just your address. They can use all or just one. All right. Did we get all the questions? Oh, we got some more.
I think we got them all.
I got one came in direct. Can I change my name on business profile to, I just lost it, to match Facebook without incident? I would be careful with that. It depends how big the change is. She's asking if you can change your business profile name to match Facebook. You're better off doing it the other way around. That makes sense. And then give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. My kids are screaming.
Sure. All right, guys. Anything else before we wrap it up and give you your afternoon/evening back?
Just the dog.
All right. Was this helpful? Can we get a yes or no, or we don't care in the chat? Whatever you want to write. Was this helpful? Yes or no, or we don't care. Yes. All right. Awesome. We want to know that we are helping you guys. We try to curate the best of the best, and Ben and Mike are here. We're grateful for them showing up with us today. So thank you guys. All right. Cynthia Adams, you came in late. No problem. Make sure to get a copy of, well, first, there's one of their webinars that I highly recommend you watch. And then I'll also direct message you a link to grab your copy of the guide.
And so you guys are asking about getting a replay of this call, and it will be up on our school platform. Ray, can you?
Yep, I'll drop it right now.
Thank you. Oh, Chad, you're right. Anyone on their mobile phone, their cell phone, can't download the chat. My suggestion would be to make friends with somebody else on here and who is on a computer and ask them to send it to you. That is always the best idea. And you know, we're all friends here. Make friends with somebody. Just reach out and ask them to send it to you. We do that on our virtual coffees every Thursday morning. So there you go. Kristen's volunteering to send it to you. So, okay, except for Chad, you direct messaged that to me. So put it in the chat to everyone so Kristen can send it to you. And you guys, I just mentioned our virtual coffee on Thursday mornings. If you do not already come to our virtual coffees, we'd love to have you there too. I'm going to put a link here in the chat.
I will give a huge shout out to Debbie and Ray. I can tell you, they really work extremely hard to find the best people and the most valuable people for realtors. So if you guys are not going to their calls, their groups, their meetings on a regular basis, you are missing out big time. So if you don't know the schedule or just reach out, ask them. If you email them directly, they respond to you. They are amazing people and they are worth being around.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
Ben.
much.
Yeah, we appreciate that, man.
I'm dropping one more thing in the chat here because subscribing to our newsletter is where you will be able to find out about all of the events that we host. So subscribe to the newsletter and join our virtual coffee on Thursday mornings. This Thursday, Michael Hellickson is going to be our guest coach. So, and Ben, thank you for putting the webinar in there. All right, Ray, I think we're ready to button this up, buddy.
Yeah, I'm just going to give a shout out to everybody. Thank you guys for all joining us today. Thank you for staying till the end. And please, please, please don't be shy. If you need help, reach out to us, guys. Like, we're here for you. We're surrounded by over 600,000 agents in Debbie and I's communities. There's no shortage of knowledge, education, help, resources. So please don't be shy if you need something. Ben, Michael, thank you guys so much. It was a privilege.
Great job. Thank you so much for sharing all of that knowledge and really pulling back the curtain. I feel like that's what we did today, right? We pulled back the curtain and just had you do a brain dump onto us.
Yeah,
That's what we
and
do best.
Ben, thanks for being willing to roll with the punches and change it up a little bit.
Always.
I love it. Thank you, guys. Take care. Have a good night.
Have a good
Bye,
day.
guys.
Bye.
Take care.